Hey guys, Grizzly here, and welcome back to another Shadow Era commentary. Today we have Majaya versus Zaladar. Both are ally-based players usually. Zaladar has the ability to target any two heroes or allies on the field and deal 3 damage. Majaya has the ability to target any ally, deal that ally 3 fire damage, and draw a card. So we will see what these players can do. Zaladar starting out with an early Brutalist, definitely a good monster to start out with. Solid amount of health, which makes it ideal for withstanding early assaults. However, with a weak attack power, it really doesn't have much bite behind the bark. So we will see what these players can pull out. This is a pretty high skill ranked game. Both these players are above 250. And I get a ringing permission from one of the players to record, so hooray. Alright. It's interesting, Majaya has 2 resources on the field, but yet no monsters. I'm not sure if it's because her draw isn't very good or if she's saving up. But she better do something soon, because now our Zaladar has a Bad Wolf on the field to complement his Brutalist. Playing cards that are reminiscent of a Moonstalker deck, but Bad Wolf, definitely a strong monster. It's a 3/4 with the ability that every turn it regenerates 1 health. So unless you kill it quickly, you won't be killing it at all. So we'll see if Majaya can manage to get something on the field this turn. There we go. There's the Infernal Gargoyle down. However, it is a 2/4 damage special ability of a damage reduction of 1, which will allow it to survive 1 assault from both monsters, but with only 2 attack power, it won't be able to kill that Bad Wolf. We see a Shadow Font go down for that Zaladar, allowing it to use its special ability on that Infernal Gargoyle, which makes it easy pickings for that Bad Wolf, and there it is. So the Infernal Gargoyle wiped off the field, and Brutalist taking down Majaya, or knocking her down 1 more health. Very nice counterattack by Zaladar, and this really stresses the importance of a strong early game. If you have a lot of cards that complement a good late game, then you're not going to be able to get there because you need that strong early game to stay in it. However, Zaladar is cutting out his cards pretty quickly, so he's down to only 2 cards in his hand. So Majaya may have more up her sleeve than Zaladar. Now wiping out the Bad Wolf, leaving only the Brutalist behind, but she still doesn't play any monsters, which means that if he plays something this turn, he will still be in a more advantageous field position. And there's another Bad Wolf, and that is really going to be a problem for Majaya. She had enough trouble getting rid of the first one, and now she's back down to 1 Shadow Energy, so things could be looking very bad for her this game. But I've seen crazier come-from-behinds, and in my other video series, I've had some pretty crazy come-from-behinds. And we see the Dagger of Unmaking go down. And she attacks the Bad Wolf. And every time that deals combat damage to an ally, of course, it does have to return to its owner's hand. And I totally knew that. A very good card for combating the field position that Zaladar has. Every time he plays a monster, it's going to be returned to his own hand, including this Brutalist. I think that was a very foolish move on his part. Though honestly, at this point, using up the durability on that dagger is the best play he has. We see the Infernal Gargoyle go down, and the Brutalist again. So, actually, you know what? That actually worked out, because now those 2 monsters alone could use up the rest of that durability on Dagger of Unmaking. So while it was a good stall tactic, she's going to need something more substantial, our Majaya, in order to stay in this game. Supernova. Interesting card to play. Definitely a martyr card, as it is going to rob her of 5 health. It will damage Zaladar as well, but it will wipe out the 2 monsters that she had that the Zaladar had on the field, which is drastic, but it might have been necessary. So we see Death Mage Thaddeus go down, and of course he deals 1 damage when he enters the game, and though he is a 0/4, his ability allows him to deal 2 magic damage per turn, which sort of substitutes for a physical attack. It actually makes him particularly dangerous because he can't be counterattacked when he does that. And we see Lightning Strike go down, which will bring him down to 1 health. And she will use Dagger of Unmaking to finish him off. So while it wasn't using it for its special ability, it was a necessary thing to do in order to get him off the field. We see Tome of Knowledge go down, which will give Majaya a better draw engine on a turn-by-turn basis. So we'll see what she can do. She's actually not that far behind. It's 17 to 13. However, we do see Dimension Ripper go down. Every time he attacks Majaya now, he will draw a card from the top of her deck. So things could be looking grim for her if he starts robbing her of her most valuable cards. And we see Dagger of Unmaking go down for the count. So, yeah. Make sure I have the right ability. Ooh, we see Leyline Nexus go down to destroy Dimension Ripper, so whatever it does, it's useless now. And we see Brutalist go out. So Majaya finally getting a foothold in field position. Though at this point it might be a little late. Brutalist is pretty weak for this late in the game. Especially since now our Zeladar has 6 resources. Zeladar does use it does look like he's going to use his special ability to hurt the Brutalist and Majaya. Now he plays Plasma Behemoth, which need to refresh myself on that card's ability. Ah, that's right. Can deal 4 damage per turn via special ability. I do believe it costs resources. Yes, I believe that's a 3 resource indicator. So in order to do that, he'd have to pay 3 resources a turn, but at this point that is not a problem. And Majaya does not have enough firepower on the field to take him down. We see the Brutalist go straight for Zeladar. I don't know if that's the wisest move, to be honest. We see Supernova go down. That will wipe the Plasma Behemoth off the field. However, she is now down to a dangerously low 6 health. Our Zeladar is down to 10 health himself, but he can deal shadow damage, or he can deal electrical damage to her with his special ability, and she cannot return it to him, and he currently has enough shadow energy saved up to hit her twice. So things are looking pretty grim for Majaya at this point, and we see another Bad Wolf go down. Actually, I think that's the one from earlier. And Soul Reaper returning health to Zeladar based on the number of cards in the graveyard. Majaya now 2 attacks away from death. Next turn this game will be over unless she can end this. Right now, I think that's going to be the GG. I don't know. At this point, even Zeladar himself will be able to finish. She does use her special ability to hurt Bad Wolf and draw a card. She does play Deathmage Thaddeus, which will kill Bad Wolf. But at this point, you know, it's Zeladar she has to worry about. Oh, nice counter. She does use Soul Reaper. She doesn't have nearly as much in her graveyard to heal herself with, but it is enough to rob Zeladar victory for another couple of turns, as it does return her to 7 health, which is safely out of the range that he can kill her. So, you know, ooh, that's a big problem, though. He does get Dimension Ripper out, which has enough power to do 2 damage. So, actually, this will end again next turn, unless she can do something about it. His Dimension Ripper is powerful enough to kill her just by itself. So we'll see if she has another healing card in her hand, which would be remarkable. Let's see what she can come up with. Belladonna goes down, giving her another card. May have just been playing that to try and draw a rabbit out of the hat here. Lightning Strike. At this point, I think she's just going for broke, trying to do as much damage as possible. But it's pretty moot right now, as as soon as she ends her turn, he's just going to attack and end the game. And there it is. There's the GG. So, yeah. Pretty well played game. I think Majaya had a pretty rough early game. Probably didn't have that much in her hand. And, you know, when you lose that kind of advantage, there's just nothing for it. So there it is. All right. So, not a bad game. I want to thank both players, MD88 and Tataz, or I think I understand what it's supposed to sound like, for a well-played game. I want to thank Wulven for making such an awesome card game. Don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, and check out my other video series, A Noob's Journey, if you haven't already. And I will see you guys next time.